Chicky Wild Wild West, Jim West, Desperado, Ruffalo. Hey guys, welcome to episode 25. We got some pickups, guys. All right, first thing, hit the garage sales on Friday, man. I don't know what it is with garage sales lately, but we've been striking out, and I've been hitting community sales. I've been doing what you're supposed to do. Email, beforehand. See if you can get them to respond back and hold them. Showing up early, like pain in the ass early. Like it starts at 9, you're there at 7:50 early, and we're not finding anything. I mean, which leads me to believe that if one of these weekends all these people are on vacation, and one of these weekends we're just gonna find everything. We're just gonna buy it all. We're gonna have a hell of a weekend. I only bought one thing at garage sales this weekend. Picked up for 50 cents, which is a tremendous value for this game. Lord of the Rings, The Battle for Middle-earth, for the PC. Again, 50 cents. That one has the manual, and it comes with 6 discs. So I'm not going to pull out all of the discs. But, yeah, I picked one of these up for 50 cents actually in a earlier episode. I took it out to Newark, traded it in. I think I got like $35 in-store credit. I probably will only get about $30 as the game has dropped in price. It really peaked in May when it was selling for 70 to 80, 85 bucks. But since then it's kind of dropped down to, 50 bucks, 45, 50 bucks. So definitely a cool game to have. If you ever see this out in the wild, just remember, it has to have, there's 6 discs involved. So you need to make sure all 6 discs are in there. To have a complete game. So yeah, we'll take that, trade it in. Like I said, maybe get 30, 32 bucks or something in store credit. And if we're lucky, maybe we can use that as a down payment on Battletoads Double Dragon or something else that we want. Like I said, that was all we picked up at Thrift this week, or at garage sales this week. We did hit the thrift stores because they're kind of on the way. Haven't really found anything at this thrift store in a while. But they did have a GameCube game. One GameCube game. It wasn't the best deal. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. And that one was $6. It is complete with both discs. And yeah, this game's only worth like $8 or something. But I'm a sucker for games that have like 2 discs and they're complete. Because in my mind, I'm like, on the next time I see it, it won't be complete, or games that have, a demo disc that's supposed to be in there and I find it with it. Kind of the same thing. It's like, oh, if I find it a month from now, it won't be complete. Yeah, definitely. It was in good condition. Both discs are Jeff McKenzie approved. So they are mint. Hit up a Goodwill. Now, you guys, the rule, right? We all know the rule. A couple days ago, we picked up Tecmo Bowl and South Park for the N64 at a Goodwill. The rule is you find something, go back the next day, go back the next couple days, just to make sure that they didn't have anything in the back that they hadn't put out yet or forgot to put out. Kind of like where there's smoke, there's fire kind of theory. So I walk in and I see this for $2.99, Xbox 360 controller. It's actually in really good shape, but it's the wired controller. I don't know if I'm going to clean this up and try and flip it, or if I'm just going to clean it up and give it to one of my kids. But I'm pretty sure they've got, a box full of controllers. So I might just flip that and make an easy 20, 25 bucks. So, where there's smoke, there's fire. Found one controller. I'm searching around. And behind some old Guitar Hero stuff. For $2.99, picked up another N64 controller. This one came with a Nyko memory pack. I don't even know if that works. The controller does work. I tested the controller out. It's very grimy and dirty, as you can see. Pretty nasty shape. The stick isn't the best, but like I said, this does work, and hopefully with a little cleaning, it'll give it a little bit more, range. They did have 2 other controllers there. They had 2 atomic purple ones. The coupling here was like all smashed in. It looked like somebody hit it with a hammer or stepped on it or something. In hindsight, I probably should have bought both of them just for parts. And then the other one, the stick was so loose that it wouldn't even center. It was just like hanging down. So I left those. but throw that over there. But yeah, so I found 3 N64 controllers. I found that game, you know, South Park a couple days ago. So now I'm in like full hunt mode, and I'm kind of digging around and flipping in between the speakers and the receivers and all that stuff for music stuff. And I see this bad boy looking at me right here. Nintendo 64 for $9.99. It did come with, you know, the appropriate cables. We all know what that entails. A very dingy copy of Mario Kart 64, which is a shame because this is a non-player's choice version. It does have a huge rip, like right there. I don't know if you can see right under my finger. Yeah, there it is. Right there. It's dingy. It's dirty. It's got ink on it. It's going to need some TLC. Probably one of the worst condition games that I've found. Definitely worst condition game I found this year. But it did come with the expansion pack, which is a bonus. So, but it's dirty. Also, this thing, I don't know where this was, but it's like real gross dirty. You know what I mean? Like, not dusty dirty. It's like, it's nasty. But yeah, I did try that out. It does work. All I had to do was clean off the contacts on the Mario Kart game, and it fired right up. So we'll take that apart. We'll clean it. We'll make it look as good as possible. We'll throw it up on Craigslist, and we will get it on its way. Stopped by my parents' house today. It was my niece's birthday. So my mom was doing some cleaning, get some stuff out of the house, and she hands me a bag of stuff and says, "Here, I found some of your stuff from when you were a kid, and thought it'd be fun to give it to you." The first thing that I got was make sure it's right side up, a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger pillow sheet, which is hilarious. I had like the whole bedspread and the sheets and the pillowcase, obviously, for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I like the Power Rangers for the first couple of seasons, then I just kind of like grew out of it. I never really like got into the figures or whatever. I just always like watched the show. But yeah, so in this bag was the pillowcase, and then an original Game Boy. Now the screen is coming off of that. I'll take it apart, clean it, and fix it. The screen's actually in good shape. No major scratches on it or anything. It's just dirty, so it needs a cleaning. Did come with the back to it, and the power brick, power cord, whatever you call that thing. Did come with, what else we have in here? Got the goodies. A purple Game Boy Color. Has the back, the battery cover. It does works great. The green, I don't know if it's lime green or whatever. This one works great. It's in really great shape. Also has the battery cover with the stickers. All the stickers are in really nice shape. They're intact on the back there. And then two, I don't know what the actual color name is, but two of these blue ones. One of them, the speaker does not work. I tested it out and unfortunately it didn't work, but the other one does work. Again, the stickers and the battery covers on the back. So yeah, definitely cool to have those. I actually don't have the purple one or one of these blue ones, so I'll have an extra blue one and then the green one for sale or trade or whatever. To my surprise, there was also a little stack of games in there as well. First game was Texas Hold'em Poker for the Game Boy Advance, made by Majesco. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I see this game all the time at buybacks in the 99-cent bin. So, yeah. Hey, free game, right? Next game was Spot, which I had this game when I was a kid, obviously. I don't know if this is my exact copy or if this came from one of my brothers or sisters. But this is different than the Cool Spot game on the Game Boy. The Cool Spot game is like a platformer. This one is like Othello, the board game. So if you're into that kind of thing, there you go. We had Tetris. Always going to find Tetris. And then Tetris DX. I don't have this game. I'll be adding it to my collection after I clean it up. And yeah, we'll give that one a go and see what we got. All right, another common game that you're going to find with the Game Boy, Super Mario Land. I have this game, so we'll probably trade that off or sell it off or something. And then there were two Game Boy Color games. The first one was Super Mario Deluxe. I don't really know a whole lot about that one. I do know it's like Super Mario Brothers 1. It's kind of like that style. And then the last game that we got was Mario Golf. I love the Mario Golf series. Love it on Nintendo 64 and the GameCube and everything else. So definitely excited to give this one a try. Although I probably won't play it on one of the Game Boys. I'll hook it up to the best accessory of all time, the Game Boy player for the GameCube, and we'll have some fun with that. So, all right, guys, that is all we got so far. Hopefully, I can make another thrift store run, either today or tomorrow, and we'll see what we got. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. See if we can pick up anything else. Back, guys. We are continuing to roll here on episode 25, so let's jump right into it. Went to a thrift store and saw a PlayStation game that I didn't have, Puzzle Star Sweep. As the back looks like a Columns or Tetris or something like that, but there is the disc, nice and shiny. And what I thought was hilarious was that there was a 50-cent sticker on here, a piece of tape. Now, this was obviously at somebody's yard sale, and they had 50 cents on it, and nobody bought it. And after the yard sale, they just donated whatever was left. And not only is the thrift store charging me $1 for it, which is twice as much as it was at the yard sale, they didn't even have the common courtesy to take this stupid sticker off, so I didn't know that it came from a garage sale. Silly thrift stores. But yeah, for $1, $1.06, we'll add that to the PlayStation collection. So, yeah. Okay. Moving right along. Hit up a half-price books. This is the same half-price books that I bought Resident Evil 4 and Metroid Prime. So, again, I always go back. Keep checking. Picked up two games for the PlayStation. For $1.99, picked up Trick and Snowboarder. Now, this is a Capcom game. And, yeah, it looks like it's just your typical run-of-the-mill snowboarding game. Needs a replacement case, as you can see. But, yeah, we'll give that a try. I mean, I like SSX Tricky and, that cool borders, that kind of stuff. So, all right, last game I got. I'm actually pretty excited to have this one. It was $7.99. Picked up a black label copy of Ape Escape. Now, that's normally about half of what it's selling for now. So, to pick up a nice black label copy, disc is in great shape. Jeff McKenzie would be very proud of that disc. Yeah, definitely happy to add Ape Escape to the PlayStation 1 collection. I actually have that loose disc, so now I can kind of get rid of the loose disc one and just have that one exclusive. So, okay. So, I'm always saying to, know the rules of engagement, and you can kind of bend the rules to your advantage. And if you see something at a thrift store that you might be interested in, or you pick up a game, go back the next day and the next day and the next day, and see if there's more. But here's a rule about Goodwill auctions. First thing, I'm not going to Goodwill auctions anymore, okay? It's a shit show. It's ridiculous. It's not run fairly, I would say. And this whole thing about having a silent auction during the week where I put $50 on something, and then I come in Saturday and somebody's crossed my name off at a $50 bid and put in like a $45 bid is absolutely ridiculous. So I'm never doing the Goodwill auction thing again. However, number two, what you need to remember is they all these auctions have rules that govern them. So one day, this is probably 3 months ago, it's probably 2 months ago, I said, what happens if somebody wins and they're not here on Saturday? How long do they have to pick up their item? And the guy that ran the auction told me that it's in the rules, it's in the front of the book, that, they got to pick up their stuff by Monday at 5 p.m. Okay, so Monday at 5 p.m., if they haven't paid for and picked up their item, it goes back for, general purchase. So I've been asking every Tuesday at 9 a.m. when they open, I get there. I don't even go back to the electronics section anymore. I just ask the cashier, hey, did everything get picked up from the auction? Typically, they're not going to know, but that will start the ball rolling, and they'll call a manager over. So the manager comes over and I said, hey, did all the video game items in last week's auction get paid for and picked up? And she goes, you know what? I think there is a box back there of video game stuff. Let me go check. So she runs back to the back, right? And I'm like freaking out now because all I've ever been getting is no's. So with my luck, it's probably like a Dreamcast that looks like it's been pooped on with no cords or controllers or a stack of sports games or some nonsense. So she comes out and I'm looking at the box and she's looking at the box and she goes, well, we could do like, how about, $39.99 for the whole box. And I said, well, it's missing some parts and, you're missing one power cord and two of the AV cords and I don't know if it works. I start giving her the whole thing. And she goes, yeah, you know what? I don't know if that stuff works either. It's all untested. I tell you what, I'll sell it to you for the whole box for $9.99, but it's sold as is. You can't bring it back. And I said, hey, no problem. So I paid her the $10.74, I think it was, for the whole box. Hold on, let me get the receipt. Yeah, $10.74 from Goodwill, and they just kind of packaged it all as one item, which was nice. But guys, for $10.74, picked up 2 Nintendo Wiis. Yeah, 2 Wiis, which is great. Now, both of these are working. They read disc just fine. They're basically back to the factory settings. They don't have Mii's on them. They don't have any save data on them. They're both the GameCube compatible Wiis, which is nice. So, yeah, like I said, they both work. They both fire up. And as you can imagine, both of them had games inside of them. So, the first game was Wii Sports Resort. Not an uncommon game. Maybe the most sold game of all time. I'd have to check my numbers. So one came with the Wii Sports Resort, and the other one yielded us a copy of Wii Play. Now, my kids love this game. My mom has it at her house. So this one will keep, with the consoles, or keep in my collection. Also came with some other games, 6 more games. Now, 4 of them are complete dog shit, but complete copy of Active Personal Trainer, Your Shape, starring Jenny McCarthy, featuring Jenny McCarthy. And then a copy of Wii Fit and Wii Fit Plus. Now, in case any of you guys care, those are complete. Also in that box was a copy of Wii Sports Resort, Wii Sports. Disc is in there. It's actually in good shape. And then the last game, of course, is Wii Sports Resort, which is an awesome game. And it's in there too. Both those are missing the manual, but they'll bundle with the console. Came with the set of manuals and all that stuff. The stands. Came with, like I said, 1 power cord. It is missing for these 2 consoles. I will need to get another power cord and 2 more AV cables, which hopefully I'll be able to find those at Thrift. Came with 4 feet for the Wii Fit board. Kind of a shame it didn't come with the Wii Fit board, because those things, in my area at least, those things sell all day long. Came with 2 controllers. Now again, like I said, I tested all this stuff out. It does work. 2 controllers and 2 nunchucks, and that one still has the wrapping on it, which is great. And then the last thing that came in there was the this camera, I guess. Looks like it was made by Ubisoft, but yeah, it came with that. So yeah, amazing value for $10.74. Like I said, we are rolling here in episode 25. Hey, it's only Tuesday today, so we got garage sales on Friday and Saturday, and then another trip to the thrift stores next Tuesday before we post. So we got a lot of time to get some more good stuff. So hang in there, guys. All right, guys, welcome back to the last segment of episode 25. Thank you so much for staying with me. Just have this last few lot of games here to show you. We'll hit the subs, the new subscribers this time, and then we'll roll credits and get out of here. All right, so stopped by a pawn shop today. I saw this game in the case, and I actually made a rookie mistake. I didn't really check it that well, but for $5, picked up a copy of Mario Super Sluggers. It does have the disc. I opened it up and saw all that paperwork, and I just assumed it was complete. But yeah, when I got home and I took it apart, there's an advertisement or whatever for Wii Fit, and then on the inside there's a Club Nintendo stuff. But the manual is like completely destroyed. It's like not even there. It's missing, as you can see, it starts on page 4, so we're missing like the whole cover and all that stuff. And then here's like a loose page. So the only thing that makes me feel better about buying that is I bought it to let the kids play with, and so I could play Mario baseball. But yeah, I wasn't buying it for resale because the game's only like $15 complete. But yeah, for $5, Mario Super Sluggers for the Wii, for the kids and I to horse around with. I guess that wasn't that bad of a deal, but it really kind of reminded me to make sure that I check all the games. All right, where do we want to go? Okay, hit up a thrift store today. They had one NES game, Breakthrough. Now the label's actually pretty good on this game. It is, dirty and dingy and all that stuff. It'll take a nice little cleaning, but it was $3.99. Some of you guys know how I feel about the NES. I love the NES. We had an NES growing up, but I'm really not trying to hunt down all the games. I just want the games that I had when I was a kid. But I've kind of changed that philosophy a little bit. If I can find games cheap enough, NES games cheap enough, I'm definitely just going to go ahead and pick them up, because even if I don't want them, they'll make trade bait, good trade bait for somebody that actually collects for NES hardcore. So yeah, Breakthrough. Haven't had a chance to play it yet. Also had a Craigslist deal today. It's kind of on the south side of the city, so I had to drive about 20-25 minutes to get there. And lady was selling original Xbox games for $5 a piece. I bought 3 games. The other games that she had were all sports games, or like Lord of the Rings games. Obviously not for me. So the first game we picked up. Now all these are going to need replacement cases. So just to let you know, $5. Picked up Star Wars Battlefront. That one is complete with the manual and the insert in there. The next one, this is unbelievable, man. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. This is the 3rd copy of this game that I've picked up. This is the first non-platinum choice version. It is complete. But as you can see, for some reason, somebody cut a square out of the plastic on the cover of the case. Now, I don't know why somebody would do that. I checked. There's no cut lines along the actual insert. So I don't know, man. I don't know why somebody would do that. It baffles me. But hey, that's why we pick up those cases real cheap at buyback, so we can use them for replacement. This last game, I knew that it didn't come with a manual because I specifically asked for it. I have it on the GameCube, and otherwise I wouldn't think to pick this game up. But a fellow YouTuber and subscriber to this channel, and I definitely subscribe to his channel, Anthony Sill, lately picked up a couple real nice PlayStation 2 games. Godzilla. He picked them up and he was like, hey, these games are valuable. So what I started to do is just look at the Xbox ones, the PlayStation ones. If I ever see a Godzilla game out there now, I'm definitely going to pick it up. Because for some reason they're holding their value. People like them. They're popular. I don't know. But Anthony Sill, thanks for the tip, buddy. He's the one that turned me on to that. Like I said, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee. It is missing the manual, unfortunately. But this is one of those games where just the loose disc is kind of selling on eBay for $24.99. So, yeah, definitely pick this up. Hey, and maybe on, down the road, maybe later, we'll find a manual. So we'll find a manual for it, and we'll have it complete. So definitely happy to add that to my collection, even though I've got the one for the GameCube. So that's cool. All right, guys, you guys saw in the video there, we went to a thrift store, and, I kind of zoomed in all those N64 games, and I was hoping there'd be a couple gems in there. But all their N64 games were $8. If you guys can make that out. $8, and it's a blue tag, and today was yellow and orange. There's really only one game in there worth buying. They had a couple games that I actually didn't have, like Top Gear Rally and Tom and Jerry Whisker Frenzy or whatever the hell that thing's called. But I'm not paying $8 for those games. So I was at that price. I was looking for more premium titles, and there was really only one in there. Picked up a copy of Mario Tennis for the N64. Now this is a very nice, clean copy. All I'll have to do is take a magic eraser to that, and then there's a little dinginess kind of right there. You can see it. So, all right, guys. Hey, like I said, thank you so much for sticking around. Episode 25. As some of you may know, I just kind of started doing YouTube videos as a pet project. Keep my son interested in doing audio and video stuff, which is what he wants to do when he kind of goes to college. At least for now. That may change next week with him. But yeah, I've had a really good time making videos, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy my videos, and I enjoy your guys' videos, and all that stuff. So let's jump on the new subscribers. This week we had, for this time, I guess, not really this week because it was a little bit more than a week. It's probably about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. But Matt Hungry, thank you so much for subscribing, man. Look forward to hearing from you in the comment section. All right. Now, the last 4 subscribers here, they have YouTube channels, and they post video game related material on their YouTube channels. So DazeeRR, thank you so much for subscribing. DazeeRR does like Call of Duty and first person shooter videos. So if you're into that, check out the link in the description below. Classic Gamer Finds, he does like pickup videos and that kind of stuff. Definitely cool to have you as a subscriber, man. Thanks for subscribing. Again, check out all the descriptions or check out all the links in the description below, rather. Orlando Steward, dude, thanks for subscribing. You have a really cool channel, and I look forward to some cool stuff from you in the future. But Orlando does like Sega reviews and like 90s movie stuff, Power Rangers, toy stuff. So kind of does that whole hodgepodge of, when I was a kid, like instant nostalgia factor every time I see one of the titles to one of his videos. So definitely check out the link in the description for Orlando Stewart. And the last subscriber this week, this is a pretty cool YouTube channel name, the Loch SNES Monster. Loch SNES Monster. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel, man. Loch SNES Monster does pickups, reviews, goes on like flea market adventures and all that cool stuff. So, like I said, guys, thank you all so much for subscribing. And don't forget to check out the links in the description below. I just said that like 13 times in the last 4 minutes. Guys, again, thank you so much for all your love and your support. And we'll see you next time.